point on that? Is he right on that he should have cut it back inside instead of trying to go outside and then ultimately making that incidental contact?
Yeah, we talk see a little, see a lot, and what that basically mean in coach talk is just have narrow focus, and he saw too much, just trust your speed. If you go back and look at the clip, he felt the guy kind of coming from inside out, and I just felt that if he just stayed vertical and just ran straight, he probably would have beat it. And he tried to do a little too much, and and that's something that he'll get better at as we get through this season.
Thank you, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Randy. Pete Haley with NBC Sports Washington. When it comes to a guy like Peyton Barber, hey, good to see you, man. Happy Friday. When it comes to Peyton Barber, a guy who's able to score near the goal line, maybe kind of assume that any running back can kind of score when they're 2-3 yards away. What separates, though, a good goal line running back from just a guy who can get you to the 3 but then can't punch it in?
Well, I think that the biggest thing is when you talk about short yardage or goal line is the fact that you're going to have probably at least one defender that you can't block. So number one is being able to finish the run with great pad level, and that's one thing that we teach all our guys is that if we leave one, we got to make sure that we make a miss or we run them over. And I think the other thing is anticipation. A running back has to have good anticipation, but down there, so many bodies, in terms of when do I cram it, when do I bounce it to go get the first down, and having a little bit more patience, okay, in that situation because everything is boxed in there and having the opportunity. And that's the thing that Peyton did a real good job down near the goal line is the fact that he ran with good pad level and he found a way on both opportunities to find a way to get the ball in the end zone, in terms of diving over people, running through people. And so that's the biggest thing that I see in guys that are good short yardage or goal line runners.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Randy, it's John Kine.
What's up, John? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you? Still need to get on the podcast, man. Because it was Antonio's first game action, didn't have that preseason. What did you learn about him as a runner on Sunday?
Well, first of all, one thing that I learned, not in terms as a runner, he's a guy that has taken all the things that we've done in practice, Zoom calls, all these things that we've done, and you could see the translation on the field. He was able to take it to the game, and the thing that I see him as a runner is that he's got good vision, and he continues to work at anticipating where the cut's going to be, and the thing that we talked about, because we always talk about individuals in terms of what we need to get better at. The one thing that he did show is that he has that burst to get to the second and third level, okay, and he's got the size to run through arm tackles. And I think that he's a guy that, if he continues to work hard, which we're all doing, he'll continue to get better throughout the season.
And then just if you can give us an update on Bryce Love. We know he's healthy. Yeah. Where is he at in terms of getting back to where you guys need him to get to?
Yeah, Bryce has been working. And thank you. Bryce has been working extremely hard, and the thing that he's done is the fact that he's been taking quality reps in practice. Giving a great look for the in terms of the show team and taking reps. With the offense, and he's on track. I feel like, but the thing that I love about him is that he's humble and he's hardworking. And as long as you're humble and hardworking and you continue to improve daily, okay, is the fact that he's a guy that's going to eventually help us down the line.
Hi, Randy. Nikki Jabala with Washington Post. Just curious, what goes into the decision to each week which of your backs will be active on game days? Is it dependent on the game plan? Is it needs of the roster or something else?
Well, it could be a combination of those things that you talk about, Nikki. I think the biggest thing is we always want to try to put our best 3 out there, or best 2, or what's best 4 out there. And I think the biggest thing is as we continue to go through the season, we won't need all of them. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon, and so you have to look at who helps you on special teams. Who gives you the ability to have a rotational back that can do multiple things, probably if somebody goes down at receiver. So there's a lot of things that go in it, but I think that the biggest thing is trying to put our best three out there that gives us an opportunity to win, and so that's what we're going to try to do every week.
And just generally, I mean, you have a group that's relatively young or new, and they have pretty prominent roles in this offense. How have they taken on such a big undertaking? How have they adapted to it?
Well, first of all, nigga, they are a fun group to coach. I mean, like, they're young, they're energetic, they want to know the why. So that's, as a coach, it's really been fun to coach those guys. They're always trying to get the game plan early, which is in my book is a good thing. But they've been really, really good. The only thing I just tell them is, you hear me say this a lot, is just be humble and hard working. You're only as good as your last touch or your last play. And they've kept that in perspective, and they continue to work really hard.
Hey, Randy, it's Matt Paris from the Washington Times. Just curious, where do you think the running game can go from here? Or what do you kind of want to see happen against Arizona that maybe you guys didn't do against Philly?
Well, I think the biggest thing is with the run game is just continue to gel with the offensive line in terms of tracks, reads, everything that, and just anticipation. I tell them all the time, you're not going to have a lot of time to make your decisions at this level. So your pre-snap reads have to be really, really good in terms of being able to see where the angles are in terms of trying to gain leverage. And then the other thing is just really, on a week-to-week basis, seeing those guys continue to make the 2 and 3 yards in terms of those runs that are blocked for 2 or 3, to turn them into those 5, 10, 15, 20-yard gains, and watching those guys being able to make that 20-yard gain that we just talked about with Antonio, turning that into a 50 to an 80-yard touchdown. That's exactly what I'm looking for coming up against Arizona, and then obviously as the season goes along.
And the running backs obviously were pretty involved in the passing game too. How do you think they handled there and maybe expanding their duties to what you guys have been working on during training camp?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that they've shown the ability to catch the ball. And I think as we continue to go through the season, their roles will continue to expand. The quarterback will be able to find them. I tell them, be available. Okay, be available in the system so you can catch the ball and turn those checkdowns into first downs. And I do see those guys continue to get better in the passing game.
Hey, Randy, Ben Standick with The Athletic. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Scott Turner told us that part of the reason why Antonio's snaps were maybe a little bit low the other day was in the fourth quarter. It was using Peyton Barber to help run out the clock, or keep the pressure on Philly. Mm-hmm. Antonio is learning a lot. We're also trying to figure out what exactly he'll be moving forward. How long do you realistically think it is before he becomes the guy that can be relied upon in that situation to help sort of run out the clock late in games?
Well, I think the biggest thing is when you talk about this group of guys and they understand their roles. Okay, everybody has a role, and their role is to do whatever job we ask them to do. And I feel as though that with Antonio, he has been doing an extremely good job in terms of knowing exactly what to do in different situations. We're asking all these guys, not only Antonio, all right, to know what everybody's doing. And that's the thing that I'm really proud of him. But I think the biggest thing is when you look at Antonio's role, it could change from game to game, but the biggest thing is to make plays. That's all I'm looking for. Okay, it could be for a minute running the clock out. It could be catching a screen, whatever it may be. The only thing I want them to do is be able to make plays for the team. And I think down the stretch he'll be able to do that as we continue throughout the season.
When it comes to developing that down the stretch kind of a game, is that ultimately more just reps being in that situation, or is there more like a mental approach, understanding, hey, you're the guy we're relying upon at this spot?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is when you've done something, like when you've been in that situation, obviously you can draw from that. You can draw from that. And Peyton has played a lot of football. 4-1 has played a lot of football. This is a young guy that we got that I think has and I've said it before on record, that he's got a tremendous skill set. and I think that's going to come with time. And who knows not to know that time may be 2 weeks from now, maybe a couple of days from now. I think the biggest thing is the more and more he continues to practice, the more and more he's in every little situation, he's going to draw experience from that.
We'll take one more if anyone has another one. All right. Thanks so much, Coach Jordan.
All right. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, Randy.
All right.